Hello and welcome. Episode 16 sees us looking at the last game and watch of the Silver Series, and the last unit sold in the year 1980. Today we cast an inquisitive eye at the game Nintendo called Judge. Before we delve in and look at the amazingly complex handheld game and watch called Judge, I'll answer last episode's brain teaser we call, "What in the world?" And to be honest, this was a breeze. It was clearly the base of Nintendo's GameCube console in platinum silver. Look at the access plates, the electronics label, model code and trademarks. Awesome console, that I'm dying to showcase here on this channel. But today is all about Judgment Day. Here you see Judge Green, and just in front of it the later issued Judge Purple. But I'd like to cast an eye backwards at our recent episodes covering the whole of the Silver Series. Episode 15's game called Fire. Showcased here a little ahead of today's focus, Judge Purple. The White Knight of the Silver Series was called Vermin by Nintendo and made its debut in Episode 14. Episode 13 saw us waving our colors with the ever-so-orange game called Flagman. Whereas Episode 12 brought us into the Game & Watch world with the premiere of the very first handheld issued by Nintendo, the Game & Watch Ball, which started it all. Here, together with their sisters from the North America brand of Time Out, is the complete Silver Series. It is fitting that today's episode draws together the closure of this initial offering by Nintendo. Judge was the final game of the initial Silver Series and was released on October 4th back in 1980. However, the green version had a bug, whereby one player would correctly earn a single point for dodging an attack, yet the opponent would receive an additional 2 points still. The later issued purple version did not have the scoring anomaly. The instructions manual looks quite complex, and if I'm honest, a little fussy. The functions could easily have been spread across the various following pages. Please feel free to back up to this cover and check the various functions as this video progresses. With a unit code of IP-05, Nintendo never shared this with their former North America partners the Migo Company and their Time Out brand. All Judge games were branded Nintendo. The instructions booklet shown here offers information on the correct size and method of inserting fresh batteries. Details on setting the time are shown on the right, as is the resting animation you'll see of the two Mr. Game & Watch sprites that move every second when in rest mode, and the clock function is active. Game Mode A is a single-player option. Effectively you play the computer. Your character is positioned to the right of the screen, with the left player being controlled by the unit's CPU. Shown here is Game Mode A in action. And we join the game with a tie in the score, 3 apiece. If no buttons are pushed or action taken after the countdown triangles descend, then no additional score is achieved. The next round sees the computer on the left-hand side of our screen having a number 3, while we only get a 1. We dodge quickly due to our lower number and score 2 points, the score now being 3-5. Dodging a matching number is wrong, so we give the computer a single point, 4-5 score. The computer has a 1, while we get a 7, however the computer attacks incorrectly, resulting in an additional 3 points for the player. Score is now 4-10. Now, 7 to our 10 following a correct attack. Game Mode B is unique in early Nintendo handhelds because it offers a 2-player mode. Sharing the unit, the player on the left has to dodge or attack depending on the value of their placards. The player on the right is ahead on 3 points, but correctly attacks on a matching placard of 7 apiece, resulting in a 0-6 score, and again correctly dodging the opponent's higher placard and gaining another 2 points. With the score sitting at 0-8 in favor of the player on the right, a mistake occurs when he dodges away from a lower placard, giving the left-hand side player 2 points. The left-hand side player follows up the advantage with a successful attack having a higher numbered placard, resulting in an additional 3 points, tying the game to 8 points apiece. The left-hand side forges ahead when the player successfully dodged yet another attack, raising their score to 10 points, to the players on the right side being only 8 points, and therefore taking the lead. So as means of a summary, in Game Mode A, your opponent is the computer. However, in Game Mode B, you physically play another person. It is an addictive game to play, and one I highly recommend. The instructions underscore temperature constraints, such as the slowing down of the LCD display in colder environments, which adversely affect gameplay. Hints and tips from Nintendo's technical team on recommended or preferred viewing angles, together with various maintenance requirements and routines complete this section. As previously identified, the original Judge game issued by Nintendo in the dark green case was found to be flawed, but only after its release. This forced Nintendo to reissue the game all over again. With the scoring anomaly fixed, a plastic color change was used to differentiate the damaged launch edition from the fully functioning one. No updates and patches to fix software bugs back then, Nintendo issued the Purple Judge as a new product line to remedy their error. Sadly, we may moan about the modern updates to our gaming systems, but in the 80s the same software fix required a complete hardware replacement. That was pretty harsh. As it says on the screen, this episode ends our brief look at the original Silver Series electronic handheld consoles from Nintendo. Did I miss anything you guys wanted to see or hear? Let me know in the comments below. I'd like to take a few minutes to have a quick sneak peek at our next 3 episodes, where we'll be covering the second series of handhelds from Nintendo's amazing Game & Watch product line. This will later be known as the Gold Series. There is sadly only really 3 actual games in the Gold Series, but for completeness I'll cover all 4 variants made at the time, which means I'll also cover the game Nintendo called Headache in Great Britain. This was really just the same as the game Nintendo called Helmet in the rest of the world. To find out more, please join me as I continue upon my epic journey into all things Nintendo. It's that time again. The challenge I like to call. What in the world? Can you identify this Nintendo item from this snippet of a photograph? If you know, tell me in the comments below. All I need to do now is ask you guys ever so kindly to hit that like button, or better still push the follow us and subscribe button together with the alarm notifications to ensure you never miss an episode. Well, that's all folks. Thank you kindly. See y'all real soon.